There you are. Good evening, my lovelies, and let me assure you, it is nothing less than sheer orgasmic joy to be here with you once again, coming in your eyes and ears. How are you all? How are you all? Did you all survive the big day? And how has today been? Look, I've got two doings on the go here. I'm determined to try and get some more of the singles lot over here. So I'm keeping the singles page group thing there, and I will look at it sternly and see if that does any good. Right, let's crack on. What have we got planned tonight? Well, I see the bloody OPWAPs have already crept in. And in the way of features, obviously, I want to know what you've been eating. I would like stories of things that have nearly but not quite fallen on your head. We'll carry on with the Carol Vodafone question. Would you? And we'll see what else pops up over the course of the doings. Now then, I've just spotted a comment that will, yeah, it did, Simon. Let's go back. Well, my goodness me, you lot have been busy, haven't you? I might just shut up and leave you all to it. You don't need me. I'll just sit here and watch, maybe join in occasionally and get a little squiffy. Oh, there's another feature. How squiffy were you yesterday, and are you squiffy today? And what have you been doing on this Boxing Day? I'll tell you about my day in a moment. Let's see who's here. I did try to invite the Southern New York Bigfoot and that's easy for you to say. Do you mind, please? The Southern New York Bigfoot Investigation Group, but they must have been out because I didn't hear from them. But we had if you weren't here yesterday, and I was so touched that so many of you were, and we banged on together for 3 hours and saw Christmas Day out together. That was wonderful, and we were blessed to be joined by let's get this right, the Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group, and we had a lot of fun. Now, who have I got? Gilbert Theophilus Codwacker offers salutations to us all, and we return those salutations. And he fires straight in with an OPWAP, Moira Stewart. And Gilbert, seriously, mate, Bananarama, really? With that picture? I wouldn't with yours, let alone with mine. And I had another thought on the OPWAP. Why has nobody come up with Madonna? So we'll have a secondary OPWAP feature tonight. Madonna, would you? And we need one for the ladies. We can't have this male-centric OPWAPing. So ladies, come up with, let's definitely hear from the ladies tonight. And let's hear some more of your OPWAPs. And we used to have a lot of features, and I can't remember what on earth any of them are now. I just want to do a quick mic check, if you don't mind. Is there anybody watching called Michael? I'll give you 10 seconds. If anybody is watching called Michael, please shout out in the comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, nobody here is called. Oh, we have got a Michael, and it's Classic Wheels Wales, so brilliant. That is the mic check complete. Excellent. I'm glad we're all working well. Jimmy Quinn is with us. Very good evening to you, Jimmy Quinn. How has your day been? And of course, ladies, get ready. Hold on to your gussets because guess who's here? MCH underscore 416. Ooh, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Now this is an interesting OPWAP. Toya Wilcox, who has kind of had a bit of a resurrection of late, hasn't she? Doing her Sunday YouTube thing. And it worked so well for her that she actually got a guest spot on The Archers. And you don't get more famous than a guest spot on The Archers. Toya Wilcox, now then, possibly, yeah, possibly. And ladies, what about her husband, whatever his name is? Robert Fripp, from a band that I've never heard of, but apparently he's really famous. Anyway, looks like a jolly nice chap. What time is he on? Says Adam Flynn. If you mean me, now, 11 o'clock. Back to normal Monday morning, Monday evening time, 11 o'clock until we all start to fall asleep, or I get really hungry. And I am a bit peckish tonight. Toya is a good call, says Simon, as long as she's got her makeup on. And then follows that up with greetings, people. And a question from Simon, how has everybody's Boxing Day been? And then he offers a specific greeting, and why wouldn't you, to MCH underscore 416. Oh, except he's called him 419, because that's his name. I got it wrong earlier. I knew that. Anyway, they're chatting with each other, so that's nice. KKC is with us, and we bid you a very good evening. Oh, hello. Tracy is with us. Evening all, just watched almost all of last night's Boaty. You are a glutton for punishment, as KKC pointed out. Last night was a long one. Yeah, we blathered on for 3 hours. My goodness gracious. And Tracy is now with us for the live, obviously not doing her own live stream tonight. And her audience's loss is very much our gain, I feel. And she hopes everyone had a pleasant Christmas. So let's find out. Did you all have a pleasant Christmas? What was your favourite present? And I went on to that because, as usual, I didn't get any. MCH underscore 419 is chiming in on the What Have You Eaten feature. And as promised last night, he's gone for homemade pie. And he says that his culinary skills are limited. But I would argue that if you can make a homemade pie from scratch, they're not all that limited. And he adds that fortunately he likes pie. And who doesn't? Now then, 2 features. Who doesn't like pie? And what is your favourite pie? Can be any sort of pie. Oh, not that dirty sort. Yeah, lads, you know what I mean. Not that one. But what is your favourite pie? Are you a Fray Bentos person? Are you a pucker pie person? Or do you like one of those northern pies that I can't remember what they're called? Is it Hollands? Or are you a Welshist and do you like a Clark's pie? Can't be a Clark's pie. Now then. Oh, another OPWAP, Yoko Ono. You might be on your own. In fact, Gilbert, you may be on your own with several of your OPWAPs, if I'm absolutely honest. But hey, all to the good. It would be a dull world if we were all the same. Oh, hello. KKC had homemade pie today, and he has leftover smoked salmon and prawns in a bit for supper. Yet again, as usual, giving us all food envy. Yeah. Tracy is as shocked as I was by Yoko Ono, as is Simon, as is KKC. So yeah, not proven to be a favourite thus far, Yoko. Um, we'll get some answers about Madonna in a while. Oh, and an OPWAP from a female perspective, Tom Baker. I don't know what he looks like these days, but I love Tom Baker. He did that delicious send up of himself in one of the extended Swiss Tony sketches in the Fast Show. And whenever you hear him on radio or whatever, he always comes across as a jolly, nice, amusing chap who isn't afraid to take the mick out of himself. Oh, blimey, my phone started the stream for me. Hello, Mr. Boaty. I have infiltrated all of your portable electric telephones, and it's all part of the indoctrinating you into my wannabe cult. Ha 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 ha! Evil laugh. Oh, look who's here! The Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group has joined us again for the second night on the run. So let's all give them a great big welcome and a great big boo to all of the other points of the compass who investigate large feet in New York. We've got no time for them. We have adopted Weston. He is one of us now, and that's it. We've got no time for the rest of them. They can all bugger off as far as we're concerned. Thank you for the honourable mention on your last upload, Boaty. That was nice and well merited. Very well merited. We had a lot of fun yesterday with our new friend, who is a jolly good sport, and absolutely last night's stream deserved to be named partly in their honour. Although I did also mention toast sweat, which was something that Mr. B&B came up with, our chum beards and bangers, and that was in relation to my toast rack feature. Do you deploy a toast rack? And it became quite contentious, but I still maintain that for optimum toastage, the toast needs to be rested and presented on a toast rack, cut diagonally into 2 triangles, and it should then be taken from the toast rack to the plate when rested and not piping hot, cut into 2 triangles, 2 smaller triangles, and then lathered with excellent butter. Now then, Adam Flynn asks, have you made any turkey soup? Well, I haven't, because I didn't have turkey, but let's put that out there. Who has got leftover turkey and what are you doing with it? Let us know. And maybe you'll give somebody else some ideas of what to do with their leftovers. Oh yes, and then Simon says, judging by the first 10 seconds, I guess the casino went well. I've had a lovely day. As you will see from forthcoming videos, or at least one video, I might not do tonight as a video, but I nipped out during the day to buy myself a little Christmas present that I mentioned last night, and then I nipped out this evening for a little winky dabble at the casino. Nothing immense, just a little bit of fun early doors when the table stakes are much lower, so you can have a little play and a little bit of fun even though you're poor. I like to go for a social thing. I used to be in there 5 nights a week, because when I had money, I used to actually earn income from casinos, because I'm actually rather good. I can't do it now, because no matter how good you are, there will always be a night or a couple of nights where you come off second best. And that's fine if you've got enough of a float that you can take it over a week or over a month or over a year. And you know. But if you're absolutely on the breadline like I am, and you go and lose, even a small amount, you haven't got that bit to spare. So you haven't got the float to cover you on the one bad night out of maybe 7 good ones or 14 good ones. But I've got a lot of friends there, that's the point. So I like to pop in, just purely as a social thing to catch up with people and say hello to some old faces. I've been going to that casino. I go to the one on the Duchess Road in Sheffield. And I've been going there since the days when it was a proper casino before it became all trendy. So yeah, I like to pop in and just have, throw 20 quid or so on the table. So if you lose, it hurts because 20 quid is a sizable sum to me, but I only go every once in a blue moon. And it is Christmas. And as it happens, I didn't lose tonight, so that's nice. Good evening, Bonnie Lad says Bad Books. Good evening to you. And Opwap Sharon Davies. Interesting one. Is she over 60 now? She certainly used to be a fine figure of a woman, and no doubt still is. Simon kindly lets us know that he had a tikka korma for dinner with chips and boiled rice. I've got a problem with this. In fact, I've got multiple problems with this. Korma? I mean, did you not fancy a real curry? And chips and chips for a start. Chips with curry and rice as well, double carbs. Ooh, what do we think about that, folks? For context, obviously I've met the lovely Simon in real life, and he has got the figure of a well-greased whippet. So carbs are obviously not a problem for him. But what do we think about rice and chips with curry? Now, I'm torn because the restaurateur in me wants to say, no, absolutely not. Although I suppose people have rice and naan. And it's just the whole chips thing. I mean, chips are such a stodgy British thing. And do they belong with a piquant and delicate Asian dish? Or in this modern melting pot that we all live in, is it a perfectly acceptable fusion thing? I mean, after all, I am Welsh. And the national dish of Wales now is chicken off the bone, half and half, which is chicken curry with rice and chips. If you go down Caroline Street on a Saturday night, that is the dish of choice. So where do we stand on that? Let's hear from you. I watched last night's stream earlier, says Tracy. Brilliant in capital letters. Oh, thank you. Toast, Bigfoot searchers, dance off, pensioner pottering t-shirts. I'm going to do that. I haven't sorted the merch store out yet. It's all too complicated. I need to be both awake and sober, which means that that's a very narrow envelope in my day. But yeah, I'm definitely going for the what was it? Proud to be an OPWAP for you or the hot senior in your life. And I'm very tempted by the I Podger Pensioners t-shirt. I don't know if I'd get away with that on a YouTube affiliated store, but I'm going to try. And I just love the idea of somebody wandering around next spring or summer wearing an I Podger Pensioners. In fact, wouldn't they be the perfect gift for your for a kind of his and hers grandma and granddad? You know, granddad would have the I Podger Pensioners and grandma would have the OPWAP and Proud. Mike, Classic Wheels Wales, says, evening, Mr. Boaty and all. Oh, God above. Right, now Simon has gone too far. He had rice, chips and naan. Now surely that is just a no. Triple carbs? Surely. Am I right or am I wrong? Rice, chips and naan has got to be a no. Let me know. MCH underscore 419 says, how about a calendar spin-off of my OnlyFans? Here's what you could have won account. Great, yeah. What MCH underscore 419 is talking about there is he had an OnlyFans idea, which I fully intend to steal, whereby we run an OnlyFans account showing wives how grateful they should be with their husbands because they could be a lot worse off and have us. And a calendar version of that is a splendid idea. Probably left it a bit late for this year, haven't we? But next year I'm going to be properly on the ball with all of this crap merch. We'll have it as a laugh between ourselves, and we'll fleece the rest of them and share the spoils. And next Christmas we'll all go to the Bahamas and pay some dusky waiters or maids to massage coconut oil into our summer cardigans. Whew, what? I should rub it up. Arthritis says FFS, and we know what that stands for. 2 live streams in a row. Gilbert and Project MGTF will be overcome with joy. Well, as am I. Tonight is the official live stream. Yesterday was like a one-off special because I said I'd do it for my singles lap, predominantly. I'd just have a live stream running in the background over Christmas evening once I got back from work, so that anybody who was feeling entirely alone had something and somewhere and someone to turn to. And I thought, there won't be anybody there. Excuse me. I'll set it up, I'll have it in the background, and if need be, I'll jump on periodically and witter something or other. And as it turned out, there were loads of you. I think we broke the record for numbers, and we had a high old time. Well, I certainly did anyway. I loved it. It's been my favourite Christmas night for as long as I can remember. Captain Mustard, Project Nigel, is here with us and lets us know that he has 7 types of cheese on the go for supper. Yeah, well, you wouldn't want to have his dreams tonight, would you? Although, to be fair, this is Mustard we're talking about. I doubt his dreams could be all that much more surreal than his witterings when he's allegedly fully awake. Although I do sometimes wonder about that. I wonder about many things with Captain Mustard. Let's turn that into a feature. What do you wonder or worry about when it comes to Captain Mustard? What is it about him that when you look at his videos or his live streams and makes you just think, I wonder. Let me see. Oh my dear. Tracy needs our sympathy. No alcohol yesterday. I never drink on Christmas Day. I just can't cope. But today is my getting shit-faced day and she's on the way. So that's jolly good, isn't it? I think the point of Christmas Day is you're not supposed to cope. I don't know. When I was married, Christmas Day was traditionally just a fun disaster area. We never subscribed to the idea that things had to be perfect. Now, yesterday, people were paying a lot of money to eat a 7-course Christmas tasting menu at the restaurant. Now, there things had to be perfect. But when you're in your own home with your own friends and family and loved ones, Doesn't have to be perfect, does it? The last Christmas, oh no, well, I mean, I always made a point of being, well and truly drunk before I even started to think about prepping the Christmas dinner. I mean, that's the point, isn't it? Morning carols, a bottle of champagne, get it down you. I like to be feeling no pain by the time I was peeling the potatoes, because I was never well enough organised to have the potatoes peeled the night before. Tricky chap's words, aren't they, Boaty, says the cheeky devil that is young Simon. KKC has got some inside Sharon Davis knowledge and says that Sharon Davis grew up close to me. She was very popular when young and no less popular when somewhat older, I suspect. That's it. Oh, now then. Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group says, hello again, Classic Wheels Wales. Thank you for joining the chat last night on my live stream. So, my goodness gracious me, you have all been migrating to the Western, and that's a correct one to migrate to, New York Bigfoot Investigation Group live stream. I didn't know you had one on. I would have, when was it? Last night? Well, after mine. Well, I was going to say I would have come and had a look, but I was probably a bit too pissed. Of course, there's a time difference, isn't there? Oh, and that's what I meant to do last night. I meant to subscribe to you, and I forgot, and I haven't done it yet. I'll do it after this one. And then I'll know when you've got another live stream, and I will pop along as well. Back to Oapwaps. And Tracy says, Madonna? And she said it in a really shouty way with a question mark and everything. Be like pottering Tupperware. Right, okay. Oapwap for the ladies, says Gilbert. Alan Bennett. Yeah, your kind of ladies' Oapwap is kind of as out there as your gentleman's Oapwap. I'm not sure that Alan Bennett, hello, is going to be top of many ladies' lists. Or maybe I'm wrong, let me know. Simon says, Madonna, not sure, probably yes, but I'd charge, you wish. KKC says, no to Madonna, it would be like doing a bucket. Pingu Concord, my lovely caravan benefactor. And there's a load of comments I've not had a chance to reply to yet on various videos. I will get around to it, I always do, but haven't had chances yet. It's all been a bit frantic. But Pingu, I was sorry to read that you were having not the best Christmas morning, so sorry about that. But he says good evening to us, and we say good evening to him. And he says that it's an absolute, tricky chaps, Johnny words. It's an absolute yes to both Carol and Madonna. Now, it doesn't make clear whether that's on an individual basis or possibly together. But it's an unequivocal yes. Well, why not? Why not indeed? I'm not reading that out. You funny man, Boaty. But as an ex-singer, you should know the proper mic check is 1 2 1 2 check 1 2. That was a little joke there. That was my little mic check joke that I wanted to elbow in, and I'm going to do it in every single live stream from now until you all get bored of it, which you probably all are already. So I'll rephrase that until I get bored with it and no longer find it funny. And I can find the same thing funny over and over again for 5 decades. So be warned. Toya, says KKC. Those YouTubes are graphic, and the husband is Robert Fripp from King Crimson. That's right, I've never heard of them, but apparently he's a really good guitarist. And those YouTubes are a bit graphic. She's she's quite free and easy in the how can I put this delicately, in the chesticle department, which is, you know, jolly nice really. Oh, MCH underscore 419 lets us know that there are a different few rovers parked up in Smalley again. We need to make a pilgrimage there and find out what's going on with them. Leave a note on them, asking them to join in a live stream and let us know about this collection. Do they all belong to one person? Let's see. Captain Mustard says, my Christmas had been about eating cheese. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed something about Christmas after that bloody depressing rant that you inflicted upon us all, just as we were preparing to enjoy our Christmas. You popped up a video telling us how miserable Christmas was for you and why we should all be bloody miserable too. So that was fun. I blew a raspberry at you halfway through watching that. Jimmy Quinn went dog racing today. That's a cool thing to do on a Boxing Day. For many years, my Boxing Day used to be going to Matlock Bath to watch the Matlock Bath raft race. But I daren't go now in case I bump into Boo, which wouldn't be too bad, but I could bump into her daughter, which would be horrendous. So I don't go. Let me see. See, I knew somebody was going to go. Oh, well, maybe you haven't. Shall I give you the benefit of the doubt there, Simon? Cherry pie for afters, and for main it'd be a chicken pie. I don't like chicken pies. They're the wrong colour. They're all creamy and light on the inside, and a pie should be dark brown in my book. Tracy's favourite presents were a simple air fryer and Premier Inn pillows. So stolen property, basically. I wonder where the air fryer was stolen from. I think we can guess where the Premier Inn pillows were stolen from, but where was the air fryer stolen from? Newick's pies from their shop in Tame. Award-winning. That's a new name on me. Never heard of Newick's pies. I'll throw a pie in. What about Tittertons? If there are any Maclads fans in, then they will remember Tittertons. Every pie tasted. I wonder if Tittertons are still going. They should be, because it's just a great name. Say it with me. Titterton. Tricky chap's words. Christ above. Tittertons. Mike has just had a bit of chicken soup. Right. And says the chicken soup was fab. Right, well, you've mentioned it, Mike, so I guess you're okay with me mentioning it. The chemotherapy doesn't give you an appetite. Our friend Mike, sadly, is poorly and is battling something a bit nasty. And I didn't know who knew and who didn't know, so I've not mentioned it. But now that you have, can I just say, Mike, that all of us send you all of our love, strength, and best wishes, and we all can't wait for you to get over this horrible, horrible thing, and get back to cracking on and living life to the fullest, with Transit Face, because if maybe they don't know that, well, they do now. Can't fault pucker pies, and although I do use Prince's tinned meat quite often, I'll arrogantly say my first choice is my own meat and potato pies. I drive a streetwise, I don't get to be arrogant. Glad you're still driving it, mate. Glad the engine hasn't completely given up the ghost. Now then, pucker pies. Has anybody else mastered the art of eating a pucker pie with your bare hands? The trick is you have to carefully and with surgical precision remove the pastry lid, tear it into 2 or 3 strips, and then you use the lid as a spoon to scoop out some of the innards. And when you've scooped out sufficient of the innards and eaten the liddy bits, you can then extricate the squishy bottom and eat that in 2 big bites, and that is the best thing in the world. It only works with chip shop pucker pies. You do them at home, you can't do that because the pastry will be too crumbly and it will just crumble away. But a chip shop pie that has been warmed up under a 20-watt light bulb for, I believe, the appropriate gestation, the optimum gestation period for a pucker pie is, I think it's 2 weeks. And they are just fantastically soggy and wonderful and are amongst the best things in the world. And I haven't had one for ages and I want one now. I haven't finalised my lunch tomorrow. I wonder if there's somewhere that I could go and get a pucker pie tomorrow lunchtime. I might make that a mission. I need to do a video as well, and that could be it, in search of a midweek pucker pie. Bad Book says that the best Christmas present was Christmas bog roll from the mother-in-law. Was that just normal bog roll that was given at Christmas, or was it a particularly Christmassy bog roll? There's a feature. What is the best and most interesting bog roll you've ever had? What's your favourite bog roll? And what would be your idea for a bog roll? Somebody once gave me a bog roll with a crossword on it. So that was quite fun. And as I think I've mentioned before, I'm a double velvet man. I knew you would, Mike. Mike has gone for a Clark's pie because he's a good Welsh boy. Clark's pies are a big thing in South Wales. Tom Baker, says Tracy, still has that naughty glint in his eyes. I know he used to be a big hit with the ladies. I bet he was, actually. And yeah, the last time I saw him on telly, he was carrying a bit of pelt, but he still looked a fine figure of a chap. Swiss Tony, that was funny, says KKC. Many people are welcoming the Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group, which is nice. Oprah, Julia Davis. That's from Captain Mustard. Julia Davis. Is she the one, or am I getting them mixed up? Is she the one who was in Gavin and Stacey? And she was, oh God, I've forgotten the character's name. Why can't I think of, Dawn, wasn't it? Dawning. Was that Julia Davis? And she was also the hot wife in Little Britain, the hot foreign wife. Is that her? And is she over 60? Because if it is her, then yes, Mustard. For once, you and I are on the same page, and we're not normally when it comes to women. Let me see. Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group is just having a general loving with everybody. They have been welcomed to our silly little community with open arms. And why wouldn't they be? Because they are the finest of the New York Bigfoot investigation groups, in my opinion, and I think in everybody's opinion. Um, Bad Book says, how's the ghosts, Boaty? Yeah, for those of you who weren't with us last night, we had a bit of a moment when my resident ghost. No, that's not fair. I live in their house, they don't live in mine. They were here first. But where the resident ghost here at Windy Bum, in the middle of the live stream, decided to unlock the door that was locked from the inside and open it, making a hell of a racket. And then turned the broadband on and off a couple of times. And this was at about I think it was about an hour before midnight. So I can't remember things happening at that specific time on previous years, but there's a strong chance that I wouldn't have been here at that time. I would have been elsewhere on a Christmas night. Um, but I'm conjecturing that something happened at that time at some point in the past, and that's why one of them decided to be mischievous. But today, everything's been absolutely fine. No problems, no issues, and after midnight last night, there was nothing either, so it was all good. Anyway, Bad Books carries on. There was a crash 2 minutes after I got into bed. Nearly wet myself after your paranormal experience. Luckily, it was just my belt falling on the laminate floor. Sorry about that, but yeah. Happily, there was a more rational explanation for that one. Toast rack feature. Genuinely thought you just said toast wrap. No, toast rack. We were talking about Beards and Bangers, who I refer to, even though we are Facebook friends now, and I know perfectly well that his name is Rob. But I still call him Mr. B&B because he said I could. And he was talking about breakfast, and I just loved the idea that Mr. B&B would have a proper B&B breakfast. And I was saying that I love a B&B breakfast. Hotel breakfasts tend to be not, what are they? I mean, most of them are buffets, aren't they? But I used to love an old school B&B breakfast with the tables all nicely laid and with a toast rack deployed that you could ask to be refilled. And it's a tradition that I cling to. I have a toast rack that I deploy every morning, because toast that doesn't come from a toast rack is incorrect. And that was the feature, who still uses a toast rack. And to my enormous delight, I'm going to burp. I knew it. To my enormous delight, Mr. B&B does favour a toast rack because, and this is something that he brought to my attention, with a toast rack, you don't suffer from toast sweat, which was not something that I'd heard before in terms of a phrase, but it does make sense. If you've got hot toast on your plate and you lift that toast up, there's toast sweat underneath, isn't there? There's a little patch of toast sweat. You don't get that if you use a toast rack. So everybody immediately go out and buy a toast rack. And when you were a kid, if your parents didn't have one, your grandparents did, what kind of toast rack did they have? Did they have one of those funky Art Deco metal ones? Did they have a posh chrome one? Did they have a nice old English white ceramic one? Or did they have a novelty one? Like if you bought Lurpak butter back in the days and saved up all the coupons off the doings, off the wrappings, and Country Life did it as well. You could send those coupons off, and they would send you in return, if you were allowed 28 days for post and packing, a themed toast rack with their name on it. So that is the feature. Toast racks of your youth and your toast racks now. I'd like to hear about those. Thank you. Another OPWAP coming from Gilbert, Angela Rippon. Um, um, God, well, whatever floats your boat, why not? Arthritis also chimes in with some OPWAPs. Lorraine Kelly, but not Mad Donna. Oh, that's Madonna, isn't it? Really? You do Lorraine Kelly over Madonna? Interesting. Um, okay. Are we getting a bit of right? Let's have a look at this. Um, bear with me 1 second, my loves. There, that's that. I've just made somebody go away. I think it was somebody that I made go away before who has come back with a different channel. In fact, I'm certain he was, because he was spewing all of the same nonsense. And I was trying to just ignore it, because I don't care if people have a go at me. God Almighty, look at the state of me. Listen to the rubbish I talk. Why wouldn't you have a go? And I'm happy to ignore that. But he actually had a go at one of us, and I'm not standing for that. So I've made him go away again. Getting back to Simon's curry, korma, says Tracy. Mains and dessert all in one. I'd say just dessert, to be honest with you. KKC says you need to tell our American friends what chips are in the UK. Ah, yeah, of course, because, yeah, okay. Okay, to all of our American friends, if you weren't aware, and you probably are, but if you weren't aware, the things that you call chips, we call crisps, and to us, chips are big fat versions of what you call fries. But we call fries here, long, thin, spindly fellows. Chips are big, thick, soggy lumps of potato, traditionally fried in beef dripping. And if you've never tried them, they are fabulous. They should be served wrapped in paper, so they kind of steam into themselves and get all deliciously mushy. I need pie and chips tomorrow lunchtime. That's what I need. That will be my video. Oh, I've got some editing to do. But that might be quite a short edit. I might be able to get that done in the morning before 12 o'clock. And then I could take Stigbut out, bung some fuel in him, because he needs some fuel in him. I'm trying to get them all fueled up a bit since I've become temporarily slightly less skint. I don't want to run them below quarter of a tank, because you shouldn't, certainly not with a 75 or ZT and their dual fuel pump arrangement. So yeah, I could put some juice in Stigbut and go in search of a really nice pie and chips. Where should I go? There's a feature. Where, in your opinion, is the best chip shop for lunchtime pie and chips? Let's hear your suggestions for those that might be near to you, there might be a local, or there might be somewhere where you've travelled and had a memorable pie and chips. Not fish and chips, everybody does that. We're talking pie and chips. So let's hear your suggestions. Yeah, we've dealt with that. Some hidden filth from Tracy. Rice and chips is fine with the Chinese, no with an Indian curry type dish. It's no with the Chinese as well, Tracy. It just is. Or is it? Well, that's your opinion, and you're jolly well entitled to it. Right, okay, yeah, we're discussing the difference between American chips and British chips, and Mike picks up on the half and half, which is the national dish of Wales. Chicken off the bone, half and half. Well-greased whippet, lol. That is quite interesting to consider. Well, if you've never visited the UK, and if you go to a place called the North, you will find that everybody has a whippet and wears a flat cap, and they keep both of those things very well greased. Um, how about pensioner podgerer, says Tracy. Um, mm, I think I podger pensioners has got a better ring to it, to be honest. Um, I have a whippet, open bracket, true, close bracket, says KKC, and nobody is greasing it. I think that's a sexual reference there, isn't it? And I'm sorry to hear that nobody is greasing your whippet. Oh, maybe it's not a sexual reference. Maybe you have actually got a. No, sorry, I've got that wrong. You have got a whippet, and you're not going to allow anybody to grease your whippet. It works in two ways. Um, Trust me to go to the dark place. Block Summer Mills, please. All done. PPP, professional pensioner podgerer. Um, nah, nah. We're definitely going with the Triple M. I'm definitely going to be selling merch with a picture of mustard and the slogan, "Mustard the Muff Magnet." But I've got to give him half the money for those. Given that, I mean, that's working together, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of our phrase, but his face. So we all deserve a finger in that pie. KKC says, my missus is mid-40s. I'm sure she will buy me an iPod pensioners t-shirts. Excellent. I'm sure lots of people will. Because, it's funny, isn't it? And, that's what... If you ever visit my bathroom, and actually, just bear with me a moment. I need half a puff. But if you ever visit my bathroom, you will find that I have a small library therein, because I am civilized and I read when on the lavatory. Even if I'm only having a wee, I will, read a few paragraphs or a few pages, because it has to be done. And if you visited my bathroom, you would discover that my bathroom library consists pretty much exclusively of Jeremy Clarkson books and boxers' biographies or autobiographies. And I was reading Clarkson batting on about t-shirts in one of his old columns. And he was saying that, some t-shirts are just awful, like the ones that have got a place on them, and they're always worn by somebody who isn't in that place. And they're awful. But he said that the ones that make you laugh are great. Now, he tells the story of somebody bought him a t-shirt and it just had one word on it, and it was 4 letters long and it began with C and ended in T, and it was his favourite t-shirt. And unfortunately for him, he was wearing it at some do, and he was approached by by the president and entourage of a highly prestigious Japanese company, who asked if they could have their picture taken with him, and he said, yeah, absolutely, of course, and completely forgot he was wearing that t-shirt. So they have now got, this prestigious Japanese company has got publicity photos of their president with Jeremy Clarkson wearing a t-shirt with the word you know what on it. But he also said that he was sitting having a drink at a pavement cafe, and a fat guy came walking past wearing a t-shirt, and the t-shirt said, fat people are harder to kidnap. And that made him laugh, and him laughing made the fat man laugh, and he said it was just a nice little bright spot in the day. People laughing together. And I like that idea, so I would like to come up with some t-shirts that make people laugh. And I reckon I podger pensioners, when worn in the right way, in an ironic, amusing way, not in a kind of, what was his name? Not in a kind of Jonathan King way, a sort of predatory way, just a light-hearted, jokey way. That's better. Yeah, so there we are. Where did I get to? Simon says, don't come at me about my triple carbs, Boaty. I will come at you about your triple carbs, Simon. No. No. All right, let's open this up. Come at me, you lot, if you can, with a triple carb combination that is acceptable. Because I can't think of one. So, curry with rice, naan and chips? No. I'm trying to think of a triple... I can't think of any triple carb combination that would be acceptable. Maybe you can. Let me know. Pizza, chips, and... No, there just isn't one. There just isn't one. So, no, Simon. Merch idea for charity, channel members calendar. That would be good fun, actually. That would be good fun. Yeah. How about let's pick a snapshot in time. All right. Let's call the cutoff date the 31st of December, and let's remind me about this because I'll forget. Your idea, Simon. You remind me. It's your job. I'm what's the word? I'm delegating the task to you. We'll have a cut-off on the 31st of December. We'll make a note of all of the people that are active in our little community up to and including that point. And next year, we'll do a charity calendar featuring all of those people across the months in some form of amusing situations to raise a few bob. That would be good fun. Good idea, mate. The Harry Paddington calendar will send the ladies wild. Yeah, and I think we'd have to do that. Ideally, he'd want to do it himself, so he got all the dosh. But I suspect Mrs. Harry Paddington, the artist otherwise known as wife, might have a thing or two to say about that. And he may not get much encouragement at home. Whereas if we do it, we don't live with Mrs. Harry Paddington or wife. So we can get away with it. An Oprah from Tracy. Mr. Motivator, fit in the literal sense. That's actually a really good shout. Who can remember his name? I can't. And I always get him mixed up with Howard from the Halifax adverts. Somebody chiming in on the what do you worry about with mustard feature. KKC says, I worry about what might be trapped in mustard's beard. There could be many things trapped in mustard's beard. You would be a brave person to inspect that beard closely, I would suggest. Right, yeah. More Americanisms. I like the differences in between American and English or British language. And Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group says, we also say cookies, whereas you call the same thing biscuits, I believe. And yeah, that's absolutely correct. And I love some of the differences in language. I've lived in America more than once, and obviously I've lived in Britain. So I've picked up on quite a few. The one I always tell is when I first went to the States, which was on a blind date. I flew out for a blind date lunch in Chicago. And during the lunch, I asked her if she had to get back to work in the afternoon. She ran a law firm, and she said in an American accent, "No, I'm going to blow off the rest of the day." And of course, I just fell underneath the table, laughing, absolutely howling, because in America, to blow off the rest of the day means that you're going to not go to work for the rest of the day. Whereas in Britain, to blow off means to break wind. So in my mind, she just said to me that she was going to break wind for the rest of the day. And, you know, I mean, that's funny. And there are lots of others. One that springs to mind, fanny. Fanny means a very different thing. Well, does it mean a very different thing? Not a very different thing in America and in Britain, but it does mean two different things. They are quite close together, but they are two different things, and you can get in trouble with things like that. Let me see. Oh, good God! He's rejoined with yet another. Yet another channel. My goodness me. What a busy little troll he is. Okay, right, that's got rid of those. And we will see which new channel he comes back with to deliver me and others some abuse. Right. Gilbert says that he thinks Lord Lucan could be lurking in Mustard's beard, quite possibly. MCH_419 says, Legend says the meaning of life can be found in Mustard's beard. KKC says, and you have biscuits for breakfast. Yeah, that is a thing in America. Some of the things they have for breakfast in America is just extraordinary. Lots of things with syrup, which, no. But what I did adopt, ham and eggs and steak and eggs. That is a good breakfast in my book. Gilbert would podger Carol Vodafone. And KKC asks, KKC asks Gilbert, would you use Carol Vodafone's USB-B or USB-C? That is genius. That is comment of the night. And that is what this live stream is going to be called when I change the title after it's gone live and when I publish it as a non-live. Yeah, genius. Comment of the year, that is. God. Yeah, sorry, Mustard, I hadn't heard of King Crimson. And I still haven't heard of them. I couldn't name a single one of their songs. I've never heard of them as a group, and I just don't know who they are, basically. Have I missed out? KKC asks Tracy, if you have Premier in pillows, do you wake up next to Lenny Henry? There's a thought. Is it just me that somebody mentions Premier in pillows and I'm thinking breasts? I don't know why. Premier pillows, dirty pillows. Maybe that's just me. Maclads were legendary. Totally agree, KKC. I'm friends with Muttley on Facebook. Some of the old pictures he puts up are great. Oh, that's nice. KKC sending best wishes to Mike. Not sure that it qualifies as pie, but I absolutely love Cornish pasties. I think that is the proper name. Now, a Cornish pasty, Weston, I can't be doing your whole name all the time. So you won't mind if I call you Weston or Westy. Anyway, Westy, a Cornish pasty is not a pie. A Cornish pasty is a very different thing. And as I understand it, I think I'm correct in saying this, Cornish pasties originated as a meal that Cornish tin miners' wives would make for them to take down the mine and have for their midday snack. And the pasty, which is a kind of, it's the shape of a, oh, I don't know what it's the shape of, a crocodile without a head. Yeah, a proper Cornish pasty would have savoury at one end and sweet at the other end. So like a main course one half and dessert course the other half, all encased in pastry for ease of transport and keeping it safe underground in the mine. And that is a traditional Cornish pasty, I believe. So kind of a different thing to a pie. But glad you like them. And, you know, a really good Cornish pasty is unquestionably a thing of beauty. They don't do the sweet and savoury anymore, or at least I don't think they do, not generally anyway. Maybe they still do in Cornwall. Maybe it's because there aren't any mines left. But a Cornish pasty these days has got sort of random assorted meat with potato and swede, I think. Mike is a wonderful man. I know, yeah, Mike's a particular friend of Captain Mustard's, and I'm sure that many of us will have seen him on the Project Nigel channel, and I'm sure he is a lovely chap, and we are definitely sending him all love and positive vibes through the old interweb. You can only call them Cornish pasties in the UK if they are made in Cornwall. Barmy European Union rules. I don't think that's a barmy rule. I don't think you should call something Cornish if it's not from Cornwall. I mean, that's just wrong. So, not a barmy rule, correct rule. Most chippies in Lancashire sell Hollands pies. Yeah. Pucker pies, says KKC. My mates eat them at the football and eat them as you describe. It's the best way. Does anyone remember fleur-de-lis pies? That rings a bell. That does ring a bell. And I can't remember where I'd have known them from. My favourite bog roll is Fabulosia. Okay. King Crimson are a great band, says Simon. Right up my street, that stuff. Have you heard of a Japanese band called Boris? And that's aimed at mustard. Open the door, get on the floor, know it's a ghost, not a dinosaur. Slightly edited lyrics. That's not King Crimson or anything. That's Was Not Was, Walk the Dinosaur, isn't it? Open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur. That was Not Was. I remember that. So is that a bit of a non sequitur, or have I just missed a comment? But I recognise those lyrics anyway. Tracy Patterson says Julia Davis is 56, so not an ope, and therefore can't be an ope wap. But she's a 56-year-old that I'd jolly well love to have a go on. I'll come up with an acronym for people older than you that are worth pottering, so we can open this up a bit. In fact, let's have that as a feature. I'll come up with a name for it, but let's have that as a feature. Just people that are older than you that you would. Hello, hooked on. Oh, hang on. Tracy says I do love a B&B toast rack, and why wouldn't you, Tracy? They're a thing of joy. Hooked on Classics is with us. Evening all, and me. How the devil are you? I'm great, Simone, thank you. I've had a great day and I hope you have too. Weston says, my wife and I stayed at a B&B in Gideon Park that was lovely, and they did have a toast rack. It was a wonderful thing. They are wonderful things. And if you haven't got one, Weston, I would send me your address and I will send you a genuine UK classic or vintage toast rack. I will find one for you in in a curiosity shop, and I will send it to you. Send me your details by PM. Boaty's World on Facebook. Simon says, I want a toast rack. Of course you do, Simon. Everybody needs a toast rack in their lives. And I am going to show you mine. Now, and that means if I show you mine, you've got to show me yours. You know the rules. Old school rules. Doctors and nurses when we were kids. Here it is. It's right at the front of the cupboard for easy access, because every morning comes out to play. There is my toast rack. Classic design, plain, ceramic, beautiful. And in my opinion, the correct number of whatever you call these things, toast hoops. In my mind, that is a one-person toast rack. And if I were serving breakfast, I would serve one of those per person. So 4 triangles, 2 rounds of bread. Obviously, if Mustard was here for breakfast, oh no, he wouldn't now. I was going to say he'd want an entire loaf to himself. But of course, now he's bread-free, isn't he? The old Mustard has gone. We have the new lightweight, slipstreamed, Superleggera double racing Mustard, who avoids bread like I avoid cheese. So, I might make that into a regular feature. Oh, you can't. No, we can't. You can't show me. It's a bit of a one-way street, this, isn't it? You can see me, but I can't see you. So, you can't show me your toast racks. But you can on Facebook. You could do it on Twitter and Insta as well, but I never look at those. Once in a blue moon, somebody has sent me a message on one of those. I know. I got the notification, and then I didn't look at it because I never or hardly ever go on those things. So whoever sent me a message on either Twitter or Insta, I'm sorry I haven't replied to you. But if you want to get in touch with me, Facebook is the best place. Search for Boaty's World, and then you'll find the page and the community group you should all be a part of if you're not already. And you will find me under my real name, which is a bit of a mouthful, so I won't bother you with it. Let me see. Where did I get to? Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, Simon wanted a toast rack. Hot toast on the, oh God, MCH underscore 419 is off on one. Oh, Mike, Classic Wheels Wales, he wants a toast rack too. All of you people without a toast rack, you poor deprived people. We should make this a thing. Right, when you lot are out and about, okay? When you're out and about, don't spend money on this, not proper money. Right, I want you all to look in charity shops. Let's make a rule. It's got to be second hand. No going out and buying new ones. That's cheating. When you're out and about, there are charity shops everywhere. I want you all to look in charity shops for second hand toast racks. Doesn't have to be a charity shop. Could be Facebook Marketplace, eBay, anything you like, but it has got to be second hand. No cheating and buying new ones. And then on the Facebook group, display your toast racks, and let's see who can come up with the best bargain, the most interesting or different toast racks, and then we can do a thing where the people who haven't got toast racks and would like one, we can arrange for the extra toast racks that we've sourced to be sent to the people who want one. We will spread the toast rack love, literally, throughout the world. And this channel, this community, we will become known as the Toast Rack Warriors. We will be the first name in toast racks. I pledge this as a thing. Look, I'm wagging my finger to prove I mean it. And I'm going to remember that, and we're going to do that. Hang on. Lots of comments. Where are we? Well, Mustard says I don't like dry toast. Well, I don't think anybody likes dry toast. That's a bit of a non sequitur again. The toast is dry on the toast rack, and the correct procedure is toast is taken from the toast rack onto your plate, cleft in twain, and lavishly buttered. Nobody likes dry toast. Tracy says chrome. This is the other Tracy. This is Tracy Pattison. And I'm guessing that means that she has got a chrome toast rack. Posh. And the other Tracy, Tracy Greenwood, says, all toast racks I've ever seen or used have been either brushed stainless steel or shiny chrome. KKC says, do you have a China toast rack or a 70s B&B stainless steel toast rack? I've got porcelain, but I don't mind a stainless steel toast rack. And yeah, depends on your B&B, doesn't it? I think an upper class B&B would have your China job. But certainly when I was a kid, my parents' toast rack, and I think I'm correct in saying my grandparents' toast rack, stainless steel, brushed stainless steel. Message health review. Simon now wants a chrome toast rack. That's an OPWAP. I would rather have Lorraine Kelly. You could take her down the pub afterwards. Mustard says I would prefer a woman in her 40s. To what? To a toast rack. Hello. Arthritis comes up with a new OPWAP. Lulu, who was once married to Maurice Gibb from the Bee Gees. There's a bit of information for you. And now we're getting on to the chip shop suggestions. Kingfisher Chippies, Salford. I'll add that to the list. Right. Well, Simon, great minds think alike. Simon is asking Mustard, a woman in your 40s to hold your toast rather than a toast rack. Simone says that her 75 fuel sender is knackered. Sorry to hear that. I've just remembered, says Mustard, are you coming over here tomorrow? Well, I assumed you weren't going to be there. No, tomorrow. Is that aimed at me? No, it can't be. That must be aimed at somebody else. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I don't go there. I don't go there on a Tuesday. King Cross Chippy Halifax. Lulu is wearing well. How about Kim Wilde in a 420 GSI Tourer? Double OPWAP whammy. P.S. not rich enough for a toast rack. I'll put your name down for one of our second-hand toast racks that we are now all going to spend our time trying to find. Who can get the cheapest and who can get the most interesting? There are charity shops everywhere these days, so should be able to find one. Sykes Chippy Pendlebury. The one in Margaret reads fine above 1/3, but then stays the same till nearly empty. We're talking fuel senders. Darley Dale Fish Bar is pretty decent. I used to nip in there for lunch when I was on my 2-day ambulance contract based at Bakewell. That was a regular spot for lunch. And if I had time, I would take it to that car park in Darley Bridge next to the cricket pitch, and I would eat it there because the ambulance would just about slip underneath the height barrier thing. Ali Mack is with us. Ali Mack Mechanical. Good evening to you, Ali Mack. There's a vintage Lurpak toast rack on eBay, says Tracy Pattison. Is there really? I bet they're worth a bloody fortune these days. Simon says get it bought. I wonder how much it is. I'm going to look on eBay. I might do that now. No, I won't, because time is marching on. Everybody look on eBay for toast racks. And the next live stream will be on Thursday, and we can have a toast rack catch up. So I want each and every one of you to have some toast rack news for Thursday night. Hello. Bad Books had an ungreased whippet called Tia, and has now got a greyhound that has never worn a flat cap. Oh, is this an improvement on iPodger pensioners? Might be. MCH_419 suggests, you have some great ideas, mate. iPodger pensioners so you don't have to. Lentil curry with rice and naan, says Mustard. What's that about? Oh, is that what you had today? Funnily enough, that's what I had yesterday for my Christmas lunch. But I didn't have a naan. I just had lentil curry with rice. MCH_419 had chicken curry, fries, and... Oh, no, sorry. Oh, right, I get it. Are these triple carb suggestions? Lentil curry with rice and naan? No. Chicken curry, fries, and rice in a sandwich? No. Which pensioners would we be buttering on the calendar? Oh, God. Chip butty with cheapo noodles, including the noodly gravy. Triple carb example. Can't imagine ever doing this more than once. Chip butty with cheapo noodles. No, Tracy, no. Chip butty, yeah. Noodle butty, yeah, I've done that. I'm sure we all have. Combined? No. There is no triple carb combination that is acceptable. Derek is Mr. Motivator, and Simon also chimes in on that. Pot noodle sandwich looks like being a thing. Saw on social media a Wigan roll, is that the correct name, which was a bread roll, a pie, and was topped with chips, triple carbs again. That Wigan roll thing or something similar, that's just a pie in a bap, isn't it? I've never seen one with chips as well. And if there is one, that's wrong. Triple carbs, wrong. OPAP for the ladies, Charles Dance, that's a bit more like it. Cookies and biscuits are completely different. What is jam in the USA? Jello? Yeah, it's Jello. Jelly in America is Jello? Yes, absolutely. Worth it. Fanny bag in the USA is funny. Well, that was the word I was going for. Fanny has got different meaning. They are kind of close together, but different things. Noodle sandwich is my eldest daughter's favourite cheap meal. Oh, Mike's off. Good night, humans. Be nice. Good night, Mike. Take care, mate. See you soon. We call jam, but we also have jelly, which doesn't actually have chunks of fruit in it. Oh, there you are. So we're all saying good night to Mike. Diddly-doo. There's a big old biscuit debate going on. Boaty, didn't Cornish pasties have savoury one end, sweet the other? I said that original Cornish pasties were made by the wives of mine workers who took them down the mine, and they had sweet one end and savoury the other. So they ate their main and then their dessert. Oh, and then he said, oh, jinx. So maybe he heard that. Oh, was I saying that as you were typing it? That must have been it. Oh, it's so hard keeping in time with the comments. Premier in pillows and waking next to Lenny Henry. He is an OPWAP. Yes, I always think of dirty pillows when people talk about pillows in the underscore tone of voice. Not just me then, Tracy. That's good. Cornish pasties remind me of Klingons. It was normal to throw the last bit of the pasty down the mine for the knockers, or ghosts of the mines, I guess. I think, oh, that's a dog track reference. Pork pie and mustard, yum yum. Do you know what they call Yorkshire puddings in areas of the USA? Popovers. The Yorkshire half of me is screaming indignantly. Don was pronounced was, or was. But yeah, Don was not was. Walk the dinosaur. More singing Boaty, says Jimmy Quinn. God, be careful what you wish for. Opwap, Alison Steadman, and that's coming from a girl. Alison Steadman. Well, I don't know if I would now, but I mean, Abigail's party, Alison Steadman, you definitely would, wouldn't you? And even Gavin and Stacey, Alison Steadman, you'd be bloody tempted. Ali Mac doesn't eat toast. Martin North says nice rack. Thank you. I'm waiting for OPWAP your mum comments. Also, how about your mum's an OPWAP t-shirt and stickers? Oh God. A toast rack is of no use in my life, says Simone. I only eat cheese on toast, not really a good blend. Well, maybe you would eat toast au naturel if you had a toast rack. Just wanted to wave at the other Tracy in the chat, says Tracy, who also has the correct spelling of our name, because the other Tracy is Tracy with an E and you are without an E. Oh, it was you who sent the message on Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I'll get Facebook. Don't get Facebook on my account unless you want to. The group can be good fun. Might be worth joining just for that. But I'll jump onto Instagram and reply to your message. I promise. Merch, toast racks. No, I like the idea of us going out, and there are too many unloved toast racks in this country. There must be, because there are too many people without toast racks. There will be toast racks that, you know, parents will have died and the next generation won't want the toast rack, and they must all be lurking in charity shops. It is our mission to rescue all of the unwanted toast racks, and, well, I could still sell them as merch. They'd just be second-hand rescued merch. But that is our mission. We must rescue all of the unwanted toast racks. The Kenjo G, another night of boat is rambling. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, I need to go out to charity shops right now. I love this toast rack challenge. Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. That's what we're going to do. Oh, hello. Jimmy Quinn is drinking a nice bottle of Chateau Bel Air Menage, which I've never actually heard of, but sounds posh. Distributing toast rack, says KKC. That's a bit like Band-Aid. Captain could be our Bob Geldof. Mustard clearly likes wet toast before he puts oil on it. Oh, hang on. Okay. Tracy Patterson says £20. I don't know what that's in relation to. There's loads of ceramic toast racks on eBay. Are there really? Are there any cheap ones? I would love a Lurpak toast rack, and I won't lie. 2 for $11.99 Lurpak toast racks on eBay. That is a bloody bargain, that is. 2 for $11.99? Is that including P&P? Who wouldn't want a Lurpak toast rack, I ask you? I mean, it's quiche, and I love quiche kitchen things. Or kitsch, however you're supposed to pronounce it. Tracy Patterson says, I don't have one, but I'm going to look. Parents had a chrome one. KKC says, mustard. If you would prefer a woman in her 40s, you can have mine. It'll save me a job. Yes, me. I wanted to come over on Tuesday to play in the caravan. I can't. I've got videos to edit and stuff, and stuff to do. I do want to play in the caravan, but it's going to have to wait until Monday. It's a. Oh, is that when I thought I might be off on Tuesday? Anyway, I can't, mate. I'd love to. I've got real caravan envy that you're getting to play with it, but it is going to be next Monday before I get to catch up and do my caravan video and have a proper play. I've got loads of ideas and loads of plans. But yeah, so no, won't be there tomorrow. Sorry, sir. Is it allowed to ask car-related question? As far as I'm concerned, absolutely. Already posted the Lurpak prices. Have I become Boaty's intern? Yes. Women in their 40s are at their prime, says Mustard. You know what I mean? Well, that's technically pretty much correct. The average woman reaches her sexual prime around the age of 39. Perhaps that's a little bit later now. And the average man reaches his sexual peak at the age of 19, which is why there is a fundamental mismatch. Because if you've got a bloke and a woman and they're both 44, one of them is at their sexual howling peak and the other one is about 30 years past theirs, which leads to problems. And I guess that's why toy boys are a thing. Diddly-do. Westy says, oh wait, I did not say originally that I couldn't join as my page, so I re-requested under my actual profile, which is Joseph Snyder. What's that about, Westy? Is that the Facebook group talking about? Right, yeah, okay. No worries, I'll let you in and I'll swap it so you can get your page in as well if you like. We need Western New York Bigfoot investigation group in the Boaties World Facebook community group. I'll change the doings, mate. I'll let you in as your page and as you. Joseph, or do you prefer Joe? Nice to meet you, mate. Nice to real name meet you. Loads of different toast racks on eBay, says Tracy. Pod your pensioner so you don't have to. Tracy is crying with laughter at MCH _419. I remember mine in her 40s. Now she's old and cranky. Right, okay. Right, okay. Lurpak rack 920 with postage. We've beaten that. We've found $11.99 for two. I'm not reading that one out. Or that one. OPAP for the ladies, the king. Well, I mean, what an honour that would be. Amanda Redman is hooked on classics OPAP suggestion. And KKC immediately chimes in at a yes from me. Oh no, Tracy is a Tracy as well. They're both spelled correctly, and no, I didn't Instagram message you. James Wilson has joined us. Hello, sir. After watching the Leg End film, who do you think was the worst twin, Reginald or Ronald Cray? There's a question to answer. And James Wilson, he owns a Rover 75, but he used to own a Rover 45, and I am going to try my level best to buy that car. I loved it when I saw it at the meet, and I want to own it. I don't want a toast rack, says Mustard. Well, screw you. Don't be part of our toast rack gang. But I'll tell you something. There's a toast rack going in that caravan, whether you like it or not, matey. There does seem to be a blockage in the toast rack distribution, says Simon. A blockage that we will unblock. There is nothing sadder than an unloved toast rack, says Weston, and I agree with you. And we, as a community, are going to do something about that. I reckon they will have at least 5 in the charity shops in Canton in Cardiff. Pick either the cheapest or the weirdest or the most interesting in some way, and let's see it on the Facebook group. This is Tripemonger channel member chimes in with, this is a toast rack repatriation society, and I think that's an Italian job reference and a jolly good one. I'll set up Facebook and add you so I can drop off your Lurpak toast rack at the restaurant. Oh, wow. MCH underscore 419 has bought the 2 Lurpak toast racks from eBay for $11.99. He has bought them and he's going to add me up on Facebook and drop them off at the restaurant. Brilliant. Oh, awesome. It's starting. The toast rack repatriation is starting. Thank you. And I'll catch you on Facebook, sir. Hell's teeth. It's time we need to crack through these comments. We'll crack through the comments, then I'll have a quick half a puff, and then we'll say goodnight. Right, okay. 2023, the year of the caravan. Too right it's going to be. Never mind Hubnut and his silly folding camper. We've got a caravan. Mustard and Boaty do caravans. Or do a caravan anyway. Do you like any flats? And if so, explain why. MCH is on fire tonight. Hang on, is that Fiat? The Ken Joge, or Ken Joji, I don't know how you pronounce that, says, do you like any Fiat? And if you do, explain why. I'll answer that. Yeah, there are Fiat that I like. I love a Fiat 500. The original Fiat 500 was my mother's first car. I have owned a Fiat. I owned a Fiat 130 Coupe. And it was... No, I didn't. No, I tell a lie, I didn't. I owned the Lancia that looked like it. The Lancia, whatever it was called, Coupe, I think. God, have I ever owned a Fiat? There's a question. I do. There are some of them I like. There are some of them I don't like. I've driven Fiats. And a problem with a lot of Fiats is the pedals are too small and too close together if you've got big feet. And I don't fit. I like X19s, but I don't fit in them. I'll tell you a Fiat I would love. A 20 volt turbo coupe from the mid 1990s. Ideally left-hand drive in yellow. There you go. That's a Fiat I like and would like. Hello. I'm a twin. It isn't fun. Mustard says Allegro Man has it. Allegro Man has what? Oh, are you talking about James's Rover 45? I know. I'm already on the case, mate. When you were off doing your family thing last night, I was setting up the thanks to our friend Gilbert, who was on the case first thing this morning on my behalf. I know all about that car, and I will be doing everything I can to make sure it comes my way. Tracy says, at Captain Mustard, I don't want a toast rack. Well, tough, you're getting one. Well, there's going to be one in his life because there'll be one in the caravan. I only like my toast hot. Booty, get a 25 grill off the head in Paddington and use it and use it as a toast rack. If doing sit-ups gives you a six-pack, says Simon, does just sitting down give you a toast rack? That's quite funny. James said, I had my 75 way before I had the 45, had my 75 since 3 years next March, and hopefully many more years to come, over 21,000 miles of wonderful driving in my 75 in those glorious 2 years and 9 months. And so say all of us. My friend uses an MG Maestro alloy as a toast rack. Right, okay. Fiat. Yeah, I did think I had. It wasn't the Fiat I had. I loved the Fiat 130 Coupe, and I would love to own one. And here's something that you might not know. Did you know that the Rolls-Royce Camargue was based on the Fiat 130 Coupe? Did you know that? I had the Lancia that was kind of the same sort of shape, and I can't remember what it was called. They had one in the Grand Tour. Who was driving it? I think James May was driving it, and I had one. Yeah, automatic, lovely thing, absolutely lovely. Can't remember what it was called for the life of me. Somebody tell me, help me out. The Lancia Coupe that looked almost the same as the Fiat 130 Coupe. What's it called? Fiat vans are nice to drive. I had a Tipo and an Uno, and both sadly lasted about 9 months. Oh, you have the Bigfoot problem too. Yeah, it's a curse, isn't it, with some cars? I had a base model Punto. It wouldn't even wheel spin. It was an awful thing. Biss is the only sensible 126 because it's water cooled. Fiat 126, amazing, fabulous things. I'd love one of those. And I can, amazingly, I don't know how, but I can drive those, and I know because I have. God knows how I fitted in them. You should have a princess to tow the van. Don't burn your appendage on the exhaust pipe. A princess. As in an Austin princess. I would love an Austin princess. Jimmy Quinn had a Fiat 130 Coupe and a Fiat 124 ST. Gilbert is again urging me to sell Stigbert von Thunderstruck to JM. My favourite French car, the Renault Safran bi-turbo, never available in the UK. 806 made. The pre-facelift Safran is an interesting car. Then the other decent French car has to be a Citroën Xantia. Are we doing French cars? My favourite French car would be... I'm tempted to just take the easy route and say a Citroën SM, but it might actually be a Series 1 CX GTI. Yeah, might just be. I had, I didn't know about Royce. Yeah, the Rolls-Royce Camargue was heavily based on the Fiat 130 Coupe. And you just have a look at pictures or videos of the two of them, and not just externally, internally as well. And you'll see what I mean. I know for a fact that it was based on that, but even if you didn't know, you could guess if you looked at the two next to each other. I run a Fiat 500 for my student daughter. Servicing costs are horrendous, and there is more paint on a Rover. I meant the original 500 that I love. Did I mention my 20-year-old 75 passed its MOT with no advisories? Well, you have now. Congratulations. They want to... Oh, right, okay. Mustard says the Citroën CM, which is a model of Citroën I've never heard of before. I don't know what a CM is. You've got me there, Mustard. I had a Xantia in 1996. It was beautiful. I had loads of Xants. I would love a Peugeot 104, so would I. Margaret has Citroën Washerjet, so she's part French. Okay. Did you hear about... No, I'm not reading that. Oh, MCH underscore 419 is now on Facebook and has applied to be part of Boaty's World. The moment I get off doing this, I will accept you, and it'll be great to have you with us. Hey Boaty, Lancia Gamma Coupe is the one that's similar to the one. I owned one of the things and I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah, the Gamma Coupe. I had a beautiful one in champagne gold. I wonder what they're worth now. I paid 1,600 quid for it, and that would have been in the early noughties. Anyway, there we are. The Citroen ZX was good, comfortable drive. It was good. Oh, and Mustard meant the CX. Right, I've caught up on the comments. It is 1:45. We've been going an hour and 3/4. So it is time to wind down and start saying our goodbyes, my love. I'm going to go and have a quick puff while everybody kicks in with the goodbyes and carry on rattling on about what you're rattling on about. I think the things that we need to remember to take away with us are toast racks and our mission to repatriate some from second-hand toast racks. And MCH underscore 419 has set the ball rolling by ordering 2, not 1, but 2 special edition Lurpak toast racks off eBay. So if you're not a member of Boaty's World Facebook group, make sure you join up and we will do all of the toast rack reveals and redistributions in there. So if you're not part of Boaty's World, search on Facebook, find it, join it. In it. Oh, what have I got for supper? Oh, I better take that out of the freezer. Now I think about it. Oh, and yeah, I'll try to do that, so I won't be having a pie. Oh, I look forward to that actually. Talking to myself now. Just remembering what I'm having for supper and lunch tomorrow. It's not going to be pie and chips for lunch tomorrow. It's just not, because I've forgotten that I've taken that out of the freezer. What I'm going to have for lunch tomorrow is I'm going to make toad in the hole, except it's not going to be toad in the hole. It's going to be toad, but instead of cooking toad in Yorkshire pudding batter, I'm going to make some of my stuffing with, which I make with fresh garlic and herbs and a little bit of spice, just to give it a little bit of a kick, and a jolly good glug of white wine and chicken stock. And I'm going to make that stuffing, and then I'm going to cook some sausages, chipolata sausages, and I'm going to cook them in the stuffing and see how that works out. Hopefully the sausage juice will make the stuffing all lovely and moist and tasty. And I'm going to have that with some new potatoes, which I may parboil and then roast, but we'll probably have tossed in butter, mint and parsley, and some green beans, because I haven't had anything like a Christmas lunch or a Sunday lunch for ages. Obviously Christmas was this Sunday and I was working, so I had dal and rice, and then curry for supper. And then the Sunday before that, I was delivering Miss Henrietta pie to the lovely Simon. So it's ages since I've had anything remotely like a Sunday lunch. And I haven't got the bits in to make one tomorrow. And I can't be asked to go shopping. It's such a schlep to the supermarket from here. I go shopping in the evenings when I go from work. I always have to go and pick some bits up for the restaurant. because, obviously some things that some things that we can't buy from wholesalers, we like to buy fresh in every day. So I always have to go to the supermarket. So I pick up my own bits and pieces. Then saves an hour's round trip doing it from home. So tomorrow is going to be my little nod to my missed Sunday and Christmas lunches, just with what I've got knocking about in the freezer, and that's the best that I can do. And as your grandmother used to say, you can only do your best. Okay. Right, I'm coming at you for the good nights. It is that time. Thank you, everybody, for your company tonight, as always. It's been enormous fun. I think we're going to have some fun with this toast rack thing. You obviously need a special sort of humour to appreciate our nonsense, and I'm delighted that so many of you clearly share mine. And another thank you to, and I must say this, another thank you to everybody who tuned in last night. I wasn't expecting there to be anybody there, and the idea that so many of you, and there were loads, so many of you were willing to share what is Christmas night. It's a really special time. To share it with me and with the community, I think that was wonderful. I think it was lovely. And it really was my favourite Christmas night for as long as I can remember. So thank you for that, and thank you for tonight. We will reconvene on Thursday at the normal time of 11 o'clock. And you guys might reconvene tomorrow if Mustard is doing what I understand is now going to be a weekly live stream. And if he's still doing it, then that will be tomorrow night at 10 o'clock if it's the normal time. So do tune in to Mustard, and I'll tune in myself and pop in and say hello when I get in from work. And I won't be wearing my Santa hat. And I'm wearing my Santa hat partly because it's Boxing Day, so still sort of Christmas. Look, I've gone all floppy. But mostly because I couldn't be asked to do my hair. Hey! Oh, right. Let's just quickly run through the... That's not toad in the hole. Your chipolata is toad in the bush. That is what I would call it, toad in the bush. James Wilson says, buonanotte a tutti. Mi sono italiano in spirito. Vi amare quando vedo spirito tanto spentimento. Alla spazio del mando lettonata. Ritorna a tutti... can't get my words out. Return a tutti... Oh, no, I'll give up on that. My Italian's a bit rusty. But yeah, we're saying good night to everybody in Italian. Those Lurpak racks actually look pretty cool. I now want a toast rack. Well, keep one of them. Keep one of them for yourself. You've bought them, you're entitled. Good night, all, says Tracy. I'm going to be here until the bitter end, of course, but good night, anyone who's off before me. MCH says, hope everyone stays well and all that. Toodles all, and cheers, Boaty, toodles. KKC says good night all, and thanks for being a brilliant host, Boaty. That's very kind of you, thank you. Oh my God, Boaty's World stickers that are toast racks. Simon, you're a fucking genius. Yes, yes, Simon, yes. I'll look into that. Good night to underscores and all fellow boaters, says Tripe Mungo. Good night to you, sir. Simone Hooked on Classics says to Tarf and peeps, be good. Good night. Mustard says yes. So yeah, Mustard's live stream will be scheduled for 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So do tune into that, or tune in at about 18 minutes past 10 for the actual live stream, which will be entirely different to the one that was set up, and will be probably sideways and the wrong way, because I bet he hasn't researched how to actually do the live stream that you've planned to do and that everybody signed into and has already started chatting in. And he will pop up 18 minutes later in a completely new one. But seriously, mate, I'm sure tomorrow will be great. Hope you find out all of the gremlins. Hope you enjoy it. I know you enjoyed the last one. You kept going because it's addictive. You don't want to stop. And I will tune in as soon as I get home from work. I'm thinking that this week in between Christmas and New Year is probably going to be quiet. So there's every chance I'll be able to get away at 10 tomorrow, which means I'll be home at 10:30ish, and I will tune straight in, sir. Good luck with it. Enjoy it. Oh, hello. I remember that Boaty once calculated how much money you save by working less in your working place because you shit there and not at home. Yeah, I did do that. Yeah, that was, I can't remember what video that was in, but I remember I did it. I think that was in Mustard and Boaty's top 10 fuel saving tips, actually. But yeah, that was a thing. KKC says, cruel Boaty, cruel but fair, I'd say. Tracy says I should put Project Nigel on my watch list, the live stream I mean. So yeah, yeah, fuel economy, that was it. Yes, it was on the, that was funny. That was one of the funniest things that I think we've ever done. And I still watch that every now and then. Just at the end when we've completely gone off it, and we're talking about wiping other people's asses on a professional basis. And when Mustard just tried to get that line out and completely lost it in the middle, that just cracks me up every single time. Oh dear me. So right, yeah, that's it. Toast racks. Join the Facebook group. Buy the second-hand toast racks. We will redistribute them. Mustard's live stream tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and I will see you there. I'll be there a bit later, about 10:30, and then back here Thursday, 11 o'clock. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay warm, it is getting cold again. When I was out tonight, it was back down to 2.5 in the car. So, yeah, hope you're all safe, warm, well fed, and thank you, and goodbye. We've just about stretched it to 1 o'clock. A little cheeky 2-hour live stream. Why not? I'm properly hungry now. Good night, my loves. Love you. Bye.